Maddie here again. This time I'm going to show you how to make this lovely concertina flower. There's a couple of different ways to make them, and this one's using our 12-inch trimmer. So what I've done is cut myself a 1.5-inch strip of paper, and then I've used the scoring blade in the 12-inch trimmer to mark intervals of 1 square. So how I start is I place my paper in, I line it up on the grid, and I score at this mark. I move it along to the next square and score, and as your score lines come along you can actually see them lining up until you get to the very end. I won't do a whole one because it takes quite a while, but this is the end product. You then just fold it over all the way along, just like a fan from when you were a little girl, and give it a really tight squeeze. Then what we do is we bring it around, and you need to have a finish with one going up and one going down, and if they don't, you just snip one off. Okay, so you can just see there they join together like this. So what I'm going to do is just take off some of that edge because there is a little bit too much on there. It's a little bit longer than I need. That's it, and I'm just going to apply a little bit of adhesive just to join the two ends together. Oh, there we are. It doesn't need much. It doesn't need much to hold it at all. Just join these two ends together nice and neatly. There we are, and we've created a circle. Now what we need to do is, some of them have started to come unbent, so we just need to play with it a little bit, and I find just pushing it in like this works beautifully. Okay, so there's a little trick to turning it into one of these. So all we do is we squeeze the top in and we push down. So it's not going to do it on my mat. I'll just move my mat out of the way. Need it to be nice and smooth. So we bring it in and then we push down, and as you can see it forms a beautiful circle. So how do you get that to stick, I think you're wondering. So what I've done, I've used my circle punch, and I've cut myself out a couple of discs, and the first one is going to go on the back, so it's not going to line up necessarily perfectly because it is going on the back, so it's not going to be seen. So all we do is we come directly over the top and we push down onto it and hold it nice and still, just pressing down. And then I've made a second disc which I've put some precision point adhesive on, pop that on the top, and I'm lining that up a lot more carefully because that's going to be in the center and that's going to be on the front. And then I'm also going to add a lovely cheerful button just to hide that disc, and it does want to move until it's stuck nice and firmly. It will want to move, and so I'm going to place a punch on the top of that, just put it to one side to dry. And I'll just explain how I did. So this was just a 1-inch square, and it makes this size. This is our ribbon, so I've used the ribbon from one of our palettes, the Delight palette, and it was just the widest ribbon, so that makes beautiful flowers as well, decorated with a flower and a little bit of bling. And then this one is actually a variation on the same theme. So the rule of thumb is for every inch wide you need 30 centimeters long. So in this case I wanted a 1-inch piece which was 30 centimeters long, a 1.5 inch which was 45 centimeters, and then a 2-inch which was 60 centimeters long. Now what that meant is I needed to make a 60 centimeter long one for all three. I then concertinaed them up, I glued them down, and then I formed the rosette. So they are actually all stuck on top of each other. So the wider you get, the longer you get. So 30 centimeters long for 1 inch, 45 centimeters long for a 1.5 inch, 60 centimeters long for a 2 inch. And that's it. Very easy to make, and I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you. Bye.